Привет всем. So today we're going to be learning a little bit of Russian, and joining me is a fellow language learner and language exchange member, Vadim Ali. So hi Vadim. Привет Vadim. How are you doing?
Great. I'm okay. Thank you.
Very good. Good. So we're going to take a look at a couple conversations here. So this one, I'll just read this one time through in English. So hi, I see that you're from, and then let's say from Russia. I'm learning Russian. Could you help me? Yes, I'm available now for a few minutes. Would you like to talk on Skype? Sure, I'll turn on Skype. What is your Skype ID? It's, can you send me a contact request message? What is yours? Mine is, okay, I'll send it to you now. Thank you, I just received it. I'll call you now. So let's take a look at this in Russian. Can you read this for us, Vadim?
Yeah, sure. Привет. Я вижу, что ты из России, а я учу русский. Ты мог бы мне помочь? Да, у меня сейчас есть несколько минут. Ты хотел бы общаться в скайпе? Да, я включу скайп. Как тебя зовут в скайпе? Окей, maybe we can say this way. Как тебя зовут в скайпе? Окей. Мое имя в скайпе something. Ты можешь прислать мне сообщение, чтобы обменяться контактами. Как твое имя в скайпе? Мое имя something. Сейчас я пришлю тебе сообщение. Спасибо, я только что получил его. Я сейчас позвоню тебе. I can comment, I don't know, maybe some people say мое имя в скайпе, my name in Skype, right? But as far as I always hear, we just say, how's your Skype?
Okay.
Какой у тебя Skype? Какой у тебя Skype? It's more usual, I think.
Okay, so so in here, there's a couple things that we're using. We're using like the you informal form, like the te.
Yes.
And if I want to use something polite, I'm using this like this past tense with be, or like хотел бы. And this is kind of like a would form in English, like would you, or would you like, or like would you be able to? Is that generally true? Like you're using this past tense with be to kind of be polite?
Yes, it's kind of politeness. If you can say just поможешь мне or помоги мне. Okay. It's more direct. It's more direct. You can close friend maybe, but even when you say ты, it's informal, but not close friend. You usually use this more formal speech. Yes, it's kind. Could you or would you help me? Мог бы мне помочь?
Okay. And if you are talking about where somebody is from, you're going to use this is and with the country. Are there times when you use ut?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Are there times when instead of using is you could use ut, like ot?
No, you cannot use ut here. Let me think. I think we always use is. If you say about country, maybe Tatiana can correct me, but I think we always use is.
Okay.
When we say about country.
Okay. No. Hello, Jonathan.
Hi.
We always use is from.
With the country.
From,
okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. And this is one thing I see a lot of times with students learning English is always the use of the comma. So I know that this kind of usually goes in front of a что. Although in English we wouldn't use a comma before the word that, but this is very frequent. I see in Russian grammar, the punctuation you're using these commas. and a slightly different usage than in English. Okay, so I see that you're from Russia, and I'm learning Russian. So what are the different verbs that you have for like to learn or to study? You have like я учу русский. I think there's like учусь. Is there another verb as well?
Алло.
Like
Алло.
изучать, изучаю.
You can say я изучаю русский or я учу русский. It's almost the same.
Okay. Okay. And when you want to say I have, they don't exactly have a specific verb in Russian to say I have. It's this construction of using u and then using the genitive u меня. So it's a way like to me, for me, something exists. So like I have now, in this kind of есть, like у меня есть, this like something exists, like is a way of saying I have. So not like some minutes. So like I have some time basically on here. Okay.
We actually have.
What is the word?
Translation for I have?
What would that
Actually,
be as well?
It's would be я имею.
Okay.
But yes, in this situation, you can say я имею немного времени, but it's not proper Russian. But everyone understands you if you say this way.
I think I've learned имею as like. I think I've learned имею as like something for like a skill, like something you can do. Like, is that also possible?
Yes, you also
говорить.
No, it's умею. I can. It's I can.
Okay.
Я умею. But я имею, you can say about some property. Я имею квартиру.
Okay.
You can say у меня есть квартира, or я имею квартиру. I have a flat. I have home. You can say я имею.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. And there's a couple of different ways of like talking about a name. So there's typically when you introduce yourself, there's like зовут, как тебя зовут. There's also name, имя. I think I've also seen for like objects, like называть. Or so could you explain those a little bit?
You can say мое имя или меня зовут. Мое имя в скайпе.
Okay. So those are similar.
В скайпе меня зовут так-то, так-то.
Okay. You can use зовут.
It's like when you say my name is, it's almost like in real. My name is, меня зовут Татьяна, например, или мое имя Татьяна.
Okay. But I couldn't use имя for like a cup of coffee or a computer. I'd like if I said like что это, как зовут это, like that would be wrong.
Yes,
yes.
It would be wrong. You need to say как это называется. Как это назвать.
Okay.
Yes.
But for people, you would be using имя and зовут. Okay. Okay. Any other things on here? Okay. Okay. Let's look at the other little conversation on here. And this would be the second one. So this is talking about like introducing each other. So hi, nice to meet you too. Where are you from? I'm from, let's say Moscow, but now I live in St. Petersburg, and you? I live in New York. Are you originally from New York? No, actually, I'm from Chicago. Interesting. How long have you been learning, let's say, Russian? Just a few weeks. Your pronunciation is very good for a short period. So thanks, I appreciate that. So that's maybe a little once the conversation starts. So can you read this for us? How about the two of you, like swap this back and forth? Vadim and Tatiana.
Yeah. Okay, привет. Diana, can you read?
Can you show?
On the screen, can you see it on the screen?
Привет.
Привет, приятно познакомиться.
Откуда ты?
Я из Москвы, но сейчас я живу в Санкт-Петербурге. The next one I don't remember.
Нью-Йорк.
ты?
Я из Нью-Йорка.
А ты родился в Нью-Йорке?
Нет, я родился в Чикаго.
I don't remember what was next phrase.
Интересно.
Интересно, как долго ты учишь русский?
Всего несколько недель.
Очень хорошо. У тебя уже хорошее произношение за такой короткий период.
Спасибо, мне очень приятно.
Okay. Yeah, maybe the screen is not visible. I'm not sure. So yeah, okay. So again, we have this. I'm from somewhere. So yeah, из Москвы. Yeah, из Нью-Йорка. So when we're using this is form, we need to use the genitive of that place. So Moscow, Moskva changes to Moskvе. New York changes to New Yorka. But if you are using like a place where you live, like living there, you're using the prepositional form, the v. And then, for example, St. Petersburg, you add the e. The same thing of New York, you add an e. So, so here's the New York, yeah, as opposed to I'm from New York. So those are some small changes there. Okay.
Chicago is not changeable.
Oh, okay, it's invariable. Okay, this doesn't change. So you could say, yeah, is Chicago, yeah, живу в Chicago. Okay, it doesn't change. Okay, so there are some invariable place names. Okay. So again, here we have a different, maybe this is ty uchish ruski. So we're using a similar verb that we had up before in the previous conversation. Okay. And again, we have this like u тебе for like you have. You already have good pronunciation, and this would be like in such a short period of time of study. Okay. And what else on here would be some little things. So if you're asking somebody where they're from, we would be using откуда ты. Okay. Another thing that I've seen quite frequently in Russian is the like as a contrast, like as a differencing way to say like I'm from somewhere, but you're probably from somewhere different. So instead of and you, this is more like a contrasting and if it's. Can you explain a little bit of the difference between e and a?
Is used when, yes, as you told before, it's like, how can I say? It's like the opposite thing. I live here and you.
Something, yeah, okay, something different, okay.
And we use e when we say something and we can add something, what we said before, or we count some things, this and this and this, for example.
Okay.
I think so. Maybe.
Me and you, for example. Me and you can say yeah, because we are together. From Moscow, but from the other. So here you start. I'm from Moscow, but you from St. Petersburg. Я из Москвы, а ты из Санкт-Петербурга.
Okay. Татьяна, откуда ты?
Я из Омска. А ты?
Я из Калифорнии, но сейчас я живу в Мехико. И ты родилась в Омске?
Да, я родилась в Омске.
Okay. And Vadim, откуда ты?
Yeah, it's difficult for you to hear. Я из Комсомольска-на-Амуре.
Комсомольска-на-Амуре, окей. И ты родился в
Комсомольске на Амуре.
Да, я родился в Комсомольске-на-Амуре. The problem is откуда ты means where you were born.
Okay,
It's
not where.
It's not where
you
I am
live. Okay.
currently. Yes. So if you ask me, где ты живешь, I can answer, я живу в Хабаровске. But я из Комсомольска-на-Амуре.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe I should add that as well about where do you live. So где ты живешь. Okay. Cool. And let's look at this last little part here. Maybe there's some audio problems with the Skype conversation. So let's say here, can you still hear me? I'm afraid I can't hear you well. Unfortunately, the connection isn't good. I think we'll have to end the conversation. Okay, are you available at the same time tomorrow? Yes, I am. I'll send you a text message later today. Okay, bye. Thanks again. Have a good day. So these are some polite phrases to kind of finish up a conversation and also maybe deal with some sound problems. So, can you see the screen, Tatiana?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Can you read this?
Oh, yes. Sure. Alone or with Vadim?
Sure, yeah, if you can swap the two of you.
Ты меня еще слышишь?
Боюсь, я тебя плохо слышу.
Связь не очень хорошая.
Думаю, нам надо закончить разговор.
Хорошо. Ты свободен завтра в это же время?
Да, конечно. Сегодня, чуть позже, я пришлю тебе текстовое сообщение.
Хорошо. Пока. Еще раз спасибо.
Хорошего дня. Пока.
Okay, so we're using.
You never say, я пришлю тебе текстовое сообщение.
Maybe it's not good.
Are there other ways to say in a text or a message or письмо? Is that also possible? Or that's more email?
Я тебе напишу.
Я пришлю тебе сообщение, for example.
Okay, so we could get rid of the text part. That's not necessary. Okay, we can say it's not necessary. Just сообщение.
Сегодня чуть позже я пришлю тебе сообщение. You can say this too.
Okay. So there's a lot of forms of хорошо, хороший. So what's the difference between, let's say, хорошо and, let's say, хорошая?
It depends on the context, I think. Хорошо, okay.
English well.
Good, okay.
It's English well. Well is хорошо. Good is
as an adverb. As an adverb. And this хорошая would be an adjective. So this would be having to describe something like the connection. Okay. So I can tell that connection is feminine in Russian.
Yes.
Because the хорошая has a feminine ending, the aya. Okay.
Yes.
And why does хорошего дня, why is this, for example, in the genitive?
Yes, it's shortage. In full it would be я желаю тебе хорошего дня. I wish you good day.
Oh, okay. It's a
But it's just shortage. You can say in short, хорошего дня. It means я тебе желаю хорошего дня.
okay. I see. Okay. Cool. And and so these are some phrases like unfortunately, like I'm afraid that. So those are some other ways you could start a sentence on here. Okay. And okay. Well, I think this is enough vocabulary to practice here for today. So I think нам надо закончить разговор для сегодня. So I think we'll wrap it up for today, and then we'll continue with the next lesson. But thank you very much, both of you, for joining me in here and reading through the lines. And okay, so yeah, if people want to practice these phrases, I would definitely encourage them to contact people in the language exchange group, find a language exchange partner, start practicing these phrases, and start practicing on a daily basis if possible. So, okay, so thank you very much to both of you. Yeah.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah, it was a pleasure talking to both of you. Thank you. So,
Bye.
спасибо большое и пока-пока.
Пока.